Okay, so hi everybody, I'm Professor Melanie, and today I want to talk about tenses, past, present, and future. And we're going to be looking at lesson 5 in this book. Okay, so when we're talking about tenses, a tense means something that's already happened, it's happening now, or it will be happening. So the tenses that are already happening, past tense, go back. The present tense is right here, and the future tense goes forward. Okay, so when we're using tenses in a sentence, we sign the tense first. Yesterday, now we know it's past tense. Tomorrow, we know it's future tense. Now, or the now day, we know that it's happening right now. So you see the signs for yesterday, go back, tomorrow, forward, and then the sign for right now. Now, there are a couple of signs for yesterday. You may see yesterday, 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 or yesterday. There's 4 of them, but don't worry about it. Just choose one that you like and use that. And then when you're communicating with someone, you guys will communicate and you'll recognize, you'll know which tense they're talking about. So you can do yesterday and also finish. Finish means that I've already done something. For example, book. You read, finish. Have you already read the book? So we have future, tomorrow, today, or the now day, and yesterday, which is past tense. So it could be before, too. Before is not too long ago. The before night, last night. This is a while ago, and that's a long time ago. Like once upon a time, there was a castle on a hill, and the king lived in that castle on the hill. Once upon a time, okay? So let's look at some of the vocabulary, the signs from lesson 5. And you'll see they'll be incorporated in there so you'll be able to see the tenses. So on page 59 in this book, let me just go over the vocabulary for you, okay? The signs. And this is later, or in a little while, later. Get someone's attention. And then you can sign the question mark before you ask a question. That's kind of nice because it's a little warning. They go, oh, okay, a question's coming. I better pay attention because I have to answer. So, library, you go. So the answer would be library, me go. Maybe later. Not now, but maybe later. Okay. So then we have this. I like to do it in order, but these are alphabetical, so I'll be repeating myself. But morning. This is the horizon, and this is the sun coming up. Morning. And if you're wishing someone a good morning, you can sign good morning. But if you have that pleasant expression on your face, it's good morning, good morning, good morning. Okay, so that's the sun coming up, the horizon. This is afternoon. Afternoon, see, that's the sun. It's kind of going down, okay? And then you have night. Night. Then there's all night. All night. All day. There's the sun going all day till it sets in the horizon. All night. Then you have sunrise and sunset. Sunrise and sunset. And if you're doing a poem or a song, we can make it even more artistic and we can kind of make it sunrise and sunset. So that's kind of fun. It's visually attractive. So something that's happened before, like I said, that's before, that's a while ago, that's a long time ago. And so now I'll get back to the order that they have it in the book. It's beginning on page 59. So to buy something, this is money, 2 times, money. So I'm taking my money and I'm buying something. If I'm buying a lot of things, I'm shopping. I'm buying and I'm buying and I'm buying and I'm buying, and that's shopping, okay? College. I don't know if it's in this chapter, this lesson. Let me see. No, it's not, but that's okay. And you may have seen this too. Paper, paper. So you think of paper, which goes back and forth. Paper, or college, which is a stack of paper. College. Cookie, 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 cookie. I am a cookie monster. I love eating cookies and baking cookies. I love it. But that's the sign for cookies. So who is a cookie monster? Me? You? Question, question? So here we have, I showed you this all day, or 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days. And look what we do here. We turn, remember how we turn at 6? 6 days and 7 days. And 7 days is 1 week. 1 week. And we'll get to that. If something has died, this hand is down, this hand is up, and it's died. This is the sign when it's M at the pulse right there, the M, that means anything medical. You can and you may see D for doctor, N for nurse, but generally this means anything pertaining to medicine. So maybe feel how you, and the answer is feel how me? Feel sick, go medical. Means I'm going, it could be a clinic, could be an infirmary, could be a hospital, could be a doctor's office, but it's something medical. And that's a lot of how ASL works. General, lots of general broad signs with meanings, and then we go into the specifics. To drink, it's just like pantomiming, drink, drink. Water, want water? Yes, please, drink some water. And fine. Now, sometimes it's fine, sometimes it's fine, and sometimes it's fine. Have fun with it and be natural. ASL is natural. It's not printed out. We don't read it, we don't speak it, but when we express ourselves, we want to make sure that it's real natural. So we talked about finish. Finish. It means it's already done. It's over. Example. Book. You read, finish. In English, it would be, have you read the book? Question mark. We don't have to worry about that. What are we talking about? Book. What about it? You read, finish. Have you already read the book? This is a future tense. Future tense. And so the answer to that may be, not yet, I will. So that's also will meaning future. Not yet. Me, book, read me, not yet. Will, future, future. To go away, to go away, to go away. So just to leave or to go away. Oh, have meeting 4, I have to go away. I need to leave at 4 o'clock. To grow up. To grow up. And homework. The sign for home, home where you eat and sleep. The sign for work is this, but we can condense it. We combine it to homework. 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 And then we look at time. This is the back of the clock. There's 1, and when it goes around, that's 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, and we turn around, 6 hours, 7, 8, 9, and then we don't do this, we do 10 hours. Okay, so that's hours. And you are learning you are learning ASL, right? So your signing is what? Improving. Improving. It could be a giant leap of improving. It could be This is what we want. We want every day to just get better every day. Improve, improve, improve. Later, like this is later, in a while, later, later. See you later. See you later. See later. See later. Letter. This is letter. This is letter. Yeah, we used to have to lick the stamps on the envelope, so that has stayed. If you did that alone, it would be fine. But the formal is, and you don't have to touch your tongue to your thumb. You don't want to do that. But just the gesture of coming up, and that's the envelope, and the stamp goes right there. The sign for stamp is this. There's your envelope, and the stamp goes up in the corner. But that has stayed the sign for letter. And we talked about this before, or a while ago, a long time ago, or a very long time ago, like telling a story once upon a time, long time ago. To make something. S, handshake. Make. To make. To make something. So a lot of these signs look alike. Work, work, make, make. Okay. 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes. There we go. 6, 7, 8, 9 minutes, 10 minutes. Okay. I am going away. I'll be back in 2 minutes. I'm not going to be gone very long. 1 month. So you have your dominant hand is the one that you use to sign with. This is what we call the base hand. So you have this base hand here with the index finger, that number 1 finger facing away from you. 1 month, and it's on this side, so it's closest to you. 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. You see a pattern here. 6, 7, 8, 9, and what do? 10 months. And then every month, every month, I pay for my house every month. If you live in an apartment, the sign for apartment is monthly, because that's the sign for rent, paying, paying, paying. So this going around is rent. Maybe me go vacation, me need car, rent car, me. Now we don't speak in ASL, but for lessons we do. But whenever we do speak, we speak in English, and when we sign in ASL. But speaking in ASL in class helps you understand that word order for ASL. And let's see, so we did this morning, afternoon, night, and morning, afternoon, and noon. That's what I was going to do. Noon, where the sun is straight up. So you have morning, noon, afternoon, and night. And they have that in here too, noon. Now, it's right here because it's present. Some people sign it like this. I find it's not that it's up to me, but I find this more interesting, more comfortable. So you can sign 2 times. You could do this. This seems to be more comfortable and more common, but 2 times noun. So now, so you'll see in the book, they'll do now or now. So you choose whatever's comfortable for you. But then you want to be able to recognize that, there are other ways of signing things. Pants, we pull up the pants. So the pants come up, the sign comes up, pants. Now remember, past tense, present, and future. So we take that X hand shape. Make sure you turn that X around so it's facing back. And that's, recently. Recently. And it could be the word just. If it's, get your attention, just saw your sister. In English, we would say just. Recently saw your sister, or your sister me recently see me. So we move those words around, but don't let that confuse you, because you probably won't be wrong as long as you get the proper signs sent out to your reader. You'll be just fine. And later we'll talk about deaf culture and deaf history and deaf education, deaf schools. Okay, so the sign for two eyes, one on top of the other, tap. It's the sign for institution. It's the sign for residential schools for the deaf. They used to be called institutions, but we can use this for like the National Technical Institution for the Deaf. You would use that, any type of institution. But this is the sign for the resident. It's the eye tapping on top of each other, residential schools, because deaf students often live at their schools. They have dorms and they live there. So in Riverside in Southern California, we have a very popular deaf school, and it's the California School for the Deaf. And where is it? Riverside. But when you sign this to the deaf kids in this area, they know that you're talking about CSDR, California School for the Deaf, Riverside. Very, very popular school, wonderful school. There are hearing schools. We don't call them hearing schools, but the sign is hearing schools, public schools, because most of the students in the public schools are hearing. So we don't call it a hearing school, we call it a public school, but we sign hearing. Public school, deaf school, we don't even have to call it anything. We know that when we have those two eyes, click, 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 that's the residential school where the deaf kids live. They live during the week. The sign to sell, just this kind of hand shape and just sell. That's all you have to do is one time sell. If you do it two times, because we do nouns, most of the nouns two times, a person, place, or thing, store or sell. So you have buy and sell. Stay. Now this hand shape, we see a lot with this hand shape, and this is one of them. Stay. I'm going to leave. You stay. I will be back. Okay? Today, we've done today. Sometimes it's the now day. Today or the now day. To telephone. We know that one, right? And that, see, that's a sign for that. Telephone. Tomorrow, we talked about tomorrow. Used to, before, you live here. Used to. I moved away and I came back. Or I moved away. Finish. I already moved away. When we see something or someone, we use this hand shape to see, like see you later. If we're visiting, we're seeing someone for a longer period of time. So we just kind of circle out, visiting. My grandpa is what? Coming here, visiting. Tomorrow, me what? Tomorrow, me visit my grandma. Okay? Now, there are different ways of walking. We're not machines. So we don't just walk like that. We don't. We walk like this a little bit. Then we walk like this. Sometimes it's this. Sometimes it's this. And so when you're telling a story, it's nice to mix it up. So if you're walking in the forest, you can stay like this walking, but it makes it more interesting visually. Forest, yesterday, me what? Forest, yesterday, me walked, and you mix it up because it's more interesting. And while you're walking, you become the person who's walking, and you can't help but look around when you're in the forest, and you just kind of walk around and look at the beauty. Okay, the beauty. And they put here Washington, D.C. So W, little kind of a whoop-de-doo. Washington, D.C. So it can be Washington State or it can be Washington, D.C. But there is a big difference. So you probably want to do circles around Washington, D.C. or Washington, the state that's above Oregon on the west coast. Water, water. W, 2 times water. To wear, to wear. Party, Friday night. Me must decide where, what. I don't know, not yet. We talked about this 1 week, 2 weeks. I showed you that. Future, will, future. To write something. Now, this is interesting because this demonstrates that we go for the meaning and the concept, not just the words. If somebody says, how do you sign right? Right? Do you mean direction to my right? Or do you mean rights? Someone's rights? Or do you mean you're right? Correct? Or do you mean right? So we go for the meaning, not just the sound of the word. Okay, so that's right. That's right. Year, here's the sun, and we go around, we go forward. Year, 1 year, 2 years. You can keep that number there. It's more comfortable to tuck that in because you could be hitting yourself. So 1 year, that's the sun, this is the earth, 1 year. Thanks to Copernicus, he discovered that we're not the center of the universe, that the sun is the center of our universe, and the earth goes around the sun. So 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, whoops, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, 7. You can keep that because it doesn't seem to interfere. 7, or you can 8 years, 9 years, and then 10 years. Okay, sun and the earth going around the sun. We showed yesterday. So you've got 4 signs. So that will help you a lot. It's a nice list of signs. So practice, 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 and